2025, what are you doing with a Verselab? A Roland Verselab MV-1, a Roland TR6S, a Roland J6, and a Roland SP404 MK2? Man, you know there's so much other stuff that you could have. Why would you have a Verselab, O.T.G? Well, I love the Verselab MV-1. I love it, man. It's nothing like it. It's a all-in-one system, you know what I mean? You got 3,000 plus sounds. You got a great vocal processor. You got all kinds of effects. You could get it all done right inside of the Verselab MV-1. You can load up your SD card with a bunch of other samples. You can record samples right into it. You know, you can, you know, the thing that people hate the most about it, I guess, is how you could chop samples. But I even like the way of chopping the samples, the way the auto chop works in the MV-1. You know, it's only 3 different levels of auto chop: soft, medium, and hard. So it's going to give you weird chops. You know what I mean? But you can find some heat in there. I made some heat with those chops, and I guess throughout the next couple months, I'll show you. What's going on, guys? It's your brother O.T.G. The O.T.G's for Overtime Grind. Hardly seen, but I'm always around. And today I got the Roland Verselab MV-1. Roland Verselab MV-1. Roland Verselab MV-1. That is the, I guess that would be the DAW in our DAW list setup. I have the Roland TR6S as my drum machine. I have my Roland J6 as my MIDI cord or my keyboard for the Roland Verselab MV-1. And I have my Roland SP404 as my boost or my pass-through for my TR6S. The audio's running through the Roland SP404 MK2. The MK2 audio is going into the Verselab MV-1. You can see the red inputs at the top. The red outputs of the Roland SP404 are going to the Verselab MV-1, and the output of the Roland TR6S is going into the SP404 MK2. As you can see, I have all of a bunch of pointers coming up on the screen. So as it says, I'm not using the audio from the J6. I'm not using the audio from the J6. I am just using the MIDI chord feature. It is also controlling the BPM, and that is the control for the Roland Verselab, the TR6S, and the SP404. So we have 4 machines, MIDI controlled by the Roland J6. It's real easy to set up. What you do is just piggyback. You take the output of the Roland J6 into the input of the Verselab MV-1, the output of the MV-1 into the Roland TR6S, and the output of the TR6S into the SP404 MK2. If you need more ways on how to set it up, hit me up. I am definitely creating the Verselab Masterclass. I have a Verselab guide already ready. I have free drum kits. I have a bunch of stuff. Go over there, check out the Verselab guide. If you're interested in the Verselab Masterclass, I will put that up. I've had the Verselab for a couple of years, right? Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment. I've had the Verselab, the TR6S, and the J6 for about 3 years now. Maybe 3 or 4. It's been a while. You know, the Verselab is something, it's more like a personal machine. You know, I'm a songwriter, so before I would recommend this just to your average producer. I would say this is a great tool for songwriters. I mean, if you're a producer or a musician and you're looking to get into this, cool. But I think this is more in the songwriter's lane. Like, I also write songs, I've been writing songs. I've got over 10 albums out. I've been making music a long time. I've worked in studios a long time. I also help other people write songs. So it's a great tool for me because this is something that I could utilize with just my headset. I have a headset with headphones. I'm not speaking on that right now. I'm on my SM7B. But I do have Audio Technica broadcast headset that I like to use with my Roland Verselab, which allows me to just lay ideas down and finish whole songs in the Verselab. I've probably done about five full songs in the Verselab. The cool thing about the Verselab and all Roland gear is it just kind of is the way it is, right? It's like you got your little screens. The way Roland does the screens is just the way they do the screens. There's a lot of menu diving. But I think these machines are great machines for you to just be patient with. In the day and age where people are buying machines just to get the latest and greatest and the easiest thing, there are some machines that have some depth to them, and you need to take your time and learn them. So what I'm doing today is I'm utilizing the drums. I'm going to record the drums to a vocal track. That way we can record audio in. That way I'm going to utilize the J6 to play chords and different things over the sounds in the side of the Verselab. The crazy thing about the Verselab is it has the second most amount of sounds next to the Integra 7. It's only about $400 or $500 probably right now, so it's more than affordable. Got a built-in mic on the front, 3,000 sounds, vocal processing. It can multi-track out, so you could plug it up to the computer, multi-track out. It's a hardware interface. You can power it by USB, which is crazy. And if you have a mic that doesn't need phantom power, you can utilize your mic and everything with powering this thing from a carport or a simple USB. It's pretty crazy that it works that good and works that well. For the price, what is it called? The pads are sensitive. You got the 16-step sequencer. You have 7 channels which are defined as tracks, right? 2 of those tracks operate as loopers. Then you have the vocal track. The key way that this works is it works in sections. So once you go to the section, each section can have different instruments. So the instruments don't have to be whatever the track's name. So just like how it says kick, you could put a piano there. You could put a drum kit there. Where it says kit, you could change that. Only on instrument 1 and 2, that's where you load your looper tracks. And the vocal channel is the only place where you can record audio. I believe you got about 6 or 7 minutes of stereo audio, probably like 12 of mono. And I'm just saying that off the top. I have, the way that you record your songs, you record in pieces. So instead of recording from beginning to end, you just kind of punch in per section. You align with the section or go before the section, hit record your part, stop it after your part, You know, the longest parts you might do might be your backups or things of that nature. But recording on the Verselab will make you a beast on recording on any device. You know, it's crazy that they put that workflow in there. You know, you also have a mastering effects to master your song on its way out. One thing about Roland, they don't play with the effects. You could get a great sounding song out of the MV-1. It's really about how you record. Utilizing the TR6S creates definite room, and they work in tandem. So, you know, if I had anything to complain about with the Verselab, I would say two things suck, right? The amount of drum sounds suck. But that's why we have the TR6S, and you could load your own samples up via the SD card, right? And the chords suck. It's got a chords mode, but the way to kind of play the chords in, it's just a minor and major. I don't know why they haven't updated and put the J6 chords in there. The J6 is a synthesizer, but before I use the synthesizer part, I definitely utilize the chord aspect of it. It comes with 100 chord progressions pre-programmed. You can switch in between these chords, so you could turn off the chord button and play single notes, and all the single notes play in key to whatever that chord progression is set to, which now allows you to have about 100 chord progressions to work through. So between the J6, the TR6S, which will give you the ACB rolling sounds and a bunch of other drum sounds, you know, you could fix those two things inside of the Verselab. But if you didn't have those two things, you could still get it done with the Verselab. It still has like 808, 707, 606, 909. It's still got all the Roland traditional kits. And, you know, you could build off of the drums that come with it. You know, you would just have to build your kits one by one, which isn't a problem. I also like to utilize my SP404 with my Verselab, not because I use the looper, but because it gives me the ability to record my samples and get my samples, or samples I've worked on the SP, I can transfer over to the Roland Verselab. I really wanted to touch down and just talk about the Verselab while I make this beat. So make sure you're watching the screen and checking out everything. A lot of things people ask me about the Verselab. The little screen doesn't bother me. I actually got used to it. You know, the Verselab's pretty light, so you could put it in your lap, you could put it in your backpack. It doesn't ever really get hot, so it's not really that type of deal. You know, it definitely runs a long time, man, so you could sit on it a long time. You know, the saving, when you save a song, you know, kind of naming it is kind of tedious. But these are small things, man. Like, the sounds are really good, man. You get almost every Roland sound you can imagine inside of it. To me, the 500 or whatever you pay for it is worth it just as a sound module. A lot of times I have it off screen as a sound module. So songs where you hear deep string arrangements, or you might hear horn arrangements, or you hear very realistic pianos or certain things, those definitely might be audio recorded in from the Verselab into my MPC. Like I said, the Verselab is more of a personal type of thing. It's something that I could put on camera. You guys let me know in the comments if you want to see more on the Verselab. Is the Verselab worth it in 2025? I definitely think that the Roland Verselab MV-1 is worth it. But again, I think this is something if you are interested in creating songs, you want to write your own raps, you want to write your own choruses, maybe you want to do little 5-minute or 10-minute parts with audio just over it. Maybe you do spoken word. Maybe you just do riffs or reference tracks. It's great for that. I think that if you're just a beat maker and you don't have any external gear, I definitely think you could utilize it just to make beats. So don't hate on me there. I just think that you might lose out in not utilizing the vocal track if you're not recording any audio, if you're not processing any WAV files or doing anything and using that aspect. But can you still make dope ass beats and full arrangements? Yes. The Verselab has some bass in there, man, that I don't think even Sub Factory or some of your favorite bass can't compete with. You know what I mean? When we talking bass that cuts straight through the mix, one thing I definitely use the Verselab for a lot is for its bass. Things that I love about the Verselab, every single channel has an EQ built into it. So you can definitely hop in. I EQ everything if you guys watch my other videos. So having an EQ built on every channel is right up my alley. I do like the song arrangement. So right now I am in the section mode. And in the section mode, what we do is, this is where you make your different arrangements. You can have up to 16 different sections, maybe more for your songs. I don't push it that far. But in there, you could select your sections, copy them all out, or make each section by the way that you do it. Maybe you make each section the way you want to. Each section can have its own independent sounds on different tracks. So you could have one whole group of sounds in section 1 and then one whole group of sounds in section 2. And all in how you build your sections, you could put multiple songs in there if you wanted. You could make section 1 through 4 one song, section 4 through 8 another song, 9 through 12 another song, and 14 through 16 another song. 4 sections apiece. And you could load all of that up. As long as you're loading internal sounds, you would still have the ability to lay down the amount of vocals that I was saying. For me, utilizing the Verselab is extremely intuitive. There's some things that I have to get used to. I got to get better at inserting sections. To the left, there's a part called section select. It's right underneath the note button. And that section, you could do all kinds of different things. I could probably get better there, but this is one of those things that I love about the Verselab, why I never sold it. Part of how I look at my gear, if it's worth it, is how much room do I have to grow in it. So like right now, what I'm doing is I'm laying out the song. This is like song mode in the MPC, or blocks in Reason, or clips mode, or whatever you want to do. The piano roll, you essentially are just selecting sections and putting them, and this is how they're going to play in a row. So the blue section starts first, and then it's going to go to the white, then to the orange, then to the pink, and then to the red. I know my colors are a little crazy. It's just how my camera picks it up at 60 hertz, so we don't have that weird flashing behind it. Make sure you donate if you want to get a better camera. If you want better edits and things of that nature, I can only do what I can do when I do it, right? But more on the Verselab MV-1. I really like this Roland setup that I use. You know, sometimes I'll just bypass the SP totally and take the TR6S and the Verselab and the J6. I definitely could use the Verselab by itself without the J6, without the SP, without the TR6S. It has a dope app. You know, the Zen Beats app. You could definitely go in there, track out everything instantly. It pulls right up. The cool thing about the Verselab 2 is you can connect it to your iPad or connect it to your phone via USB, and you automatically have a screen now. Something that people tend to look over. You can bring your own screen with the Verselab. Just hook it up via USB. It'll pop right up. Open up the Zen Beats app. Everything is there, and then you have faders. You have everything that you're looking for. You know, some would say, or some could say, that MPC software and how the MPC works is kind of the same. I'm not going to be the guy to say it, but I'm just the guy to say it, that some people could say that. You get what I mean? And you know, now with the new step sequencer feature, the built-in microphone, you know, I'm just saying. Some of the gripes that people have with the Verselab is they feel like they're with the sounds, you don't get a bunch of customization over the presets, but in reality you do. You know, those control buttons, those 3 control knobs could be switched out to the most used aspects on most songs. So therefore cutoff frequency, LFO, things of that nature. So in reality you can. It doesn't really, it seems like it's a lot of steps, but in reality it's not. You know, especially people who are used to utilizing computers and use computers all day to make beats. Like, you could definitely utilize this in a way to make beats and definitely get some customization by utilizing those 3 knobs. Right now what I'm doing is I'm recording in the Roland TR6S. I'm utilizing a vocal track, so you can see it's vocal take 1. That's how it breaks it down. You can have up to 16 takes. You know, so it's all in how much audio you use. So for example, you know, again, leave it in the comments if you want me to write a song or something and show what a full song looks like, or, you know, write the song and record it in a video and put it up so you guys can see how that works. But again, what's another gripe that people have for the Verselab? Maybe there's no noise gate. If there is a noise gate, I haven't found it. Let me know in the comments. But let's say you're recording and you got some stuff you want to fix or some things you want to chop, or maybe you got like a heavy S, or you need to use a de-esser or pops or clicks or something. You know, as of right now, I haven't found a way. And again, like I said, because most people who are doing tutorials aren't songwriters, they are people who are just producers. There aren't a bunch of videos on people creating full songs in the Verselab. I've showed you guys creating full songs in the Roland SP404, creating songs in the Live 2. You know, I could show you, I think I've showed you creating a song in the Force in the MPC-1. If I haven't, I will. I could definitely record a song in the Verselab. What else? I think that's really it, man. I think that the Verselab is a strong, great machine. It's amazing to me that it is the price that it is. I'm shocked that it's only, I think it's like $400 or $500. I'm amazed that you could get a product with 3,000 sounds, a mastering track, a full vocal suite, all for that price. You know, works with an app, has a MIDI out, can sync your gear, can power your microphone, got built-in vocal effects, again, built-in mastering chain, has a full song mode and allows you, you know, you could definitely create a full album on the Verselab, you know, and depending on what your setup is, if you had a headphone splitter, you could definitely be a producer who's got 12 or 15 beats and take your Verselab to the rapper and record them. So do I think the Verselab is a good buy in 2025/2026? I definitely do. You just saw me utilize it with the TR6S and the J6 SP404 as a boost and a sound module, a sound booster for my TR6S. You hear how good the Verselab sounds. I'm just saying, bro. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment. Check out that Verselab. Think for yourself. It's dope.